Alright, how's it going, guys? Uh, Still refining my trading content. Um, I'm just here. Let's provide value in a quick fashion here. Let's provide value quickly. So I'm going to run through a bunch of bullish stocks that have passed my 3-step criteria. So I'll show you how we do this. So we go to active. So this is our long-term criteria. This is a weekly chart with a monthly buying pressure indicator. Clearly, Dell has a lot of buying pressure, right? Dell has exploded from fair value near $140 up to $260. So clearly Dell is bullish. And then we did this screening for all the stocks on our watch list. Right? They all look good in their own way. So we screen macro top down first. And then we go to an entry filter. So this is the same setup, but look at the charts. Hourly chart, daily indicator. Once again, bullish, right? Green or light red on all of them. Nice. Okay, so that's the macro check. We're trading with the trend. This is going long on these stocks. Okay, then we go to our execution, and this is where we have our moving averages and our trend lines. So here we go. Dell. The strategy, or here's what I do. Before I get into the market for the day, I mark the previous day high in this turquoise color. I alert it, so if we break above previous day high, either gap above it or break above it above intraday, I'll get a notification above previous day high. And then this orange line is for pre-market, so I'll go before market opens. You go to extended trading hours, right? Pre-market. So for example, if you traded Dell last Friday, you'd put this pre-market high like right there on this wick. You can get as exact as you want it, right? So that's the pre-market high. I would alert this, and then you would see at 8:30 this broke right above it. And then the previous day high on Dell was, it looks like, right here. That was the previous day high. So then on Dell, what you could do, this is an example. Say that's the previous day high right here. This is a pre-market high for Friday. You broke above right at 8:30, closed above this, right? So you could have entered Dell damn near 8:35 right here on this candle. If you hold above this level, like, okay, wow. Or even enter right there. Boom. Look at that. You ride the moving averages. I might have stopped out there, but boom, look at that volume. There's like no volume. Massive volume spike, and that was on all the semis actually last Friday. Look at that. I don't know why, but semiconductors are flying currently. They're like going parabolic. So that's the nitty gritty type beat. But so yes, this is a strategy, and my edge is that I risk 1% account equity per trade. So I'm not risking my entire account on a full port. So going through the stocks. Dell, you break above previous day high, you get notified, and then before 8:30 tomorrow, because I'm on Central Time, I will mark this previous day high and set another alert on this. And then if I'm above both of these lines and above the intraday moving averages, your chances of at least making some money are decent. If you don't buy these extended candles, if you're getting retests, preferably you'd like a retest of these levels. So like, say, let's try to find a setup intraday. So like, well, it's not a great example. Like this. Oh, it's pretty high volume. But what you want to do is you want to be above these moving averages intraday on the 5-minute chart. And then if you want to like catch a pullback on low volume, you're good. But yeah, there's Dell. So it starts the daily chart. Remember, I showed you the monthly chart. We're flying, and trends more likely to continue. It's not just going to top and completely fall. You know, it might this week. Totally, semiconductors could totally correct. But right now, you just got to trade the chart, right? And it's completely bullish. Nothing about this says short at all, right? Marvel semiconductors. This one's a little tighter, which is nice. And if we break above this, I mean, the all-time high is here at 175. It's a nice little range here. Very strong stock. Once again, same thing. And these are primarily options trades. Very short risk, very quick exits if needed, very quick. Like literal 5-minute exits because that's my account size. 5 minutes, stop out. It's not fun, but what do you want me to do? Navitas, I have a really I'm just mad at myself because I had this stock cost basis under $8, 100 shares. So, yeah, my account would be worth a lot more if I held these. I remember it went parabolic I remember this parabola. I had way less shares then, and I kept buying. Didn't think to sell back then, and now look where it is. It's right back. It's even higher. Yeah, that sucks. It sold the bag on this stock. I mean, it's been accumulating and bullish for months and months, and I just got impatient. Sold it around $7. Yeah, it makes me want to off something. Okay, next, Rocket Lab insane took profits on Friday. Look at that volume candle. That's an ignition bar. No, it's just gonna fold now. Rocket Lab's literally just gonna fold after this. Right? It's just gonna go straight down. No, it's gonna continue up. I mean, yeah, it's gonna chop probably, but nobody sees this candle breaking the all-time high and thinks, oh yeah, we're folding. No, Rocket Lab looks good for continuation. Cypher, same thing. It's holding all these strong moving averages. This is the 9 moving average on the daily. It's holding it well. Look at the 2 hammers, and we're above the 200. Nvidia breaking all-time highs again. Looks like it made a new all-time high Friday. I took some profits on Friday on a short little options trade. In Venture, I would buy shares here, higher risk, and just breaking out of a base, right? Bullish above the moving averages, has buying pressure. Air, another stock that I completely sold the bag on. I had this stock at $37 and stopped out right about here. I'm not joking. I can't make it up. Once again, looks like all-time highs were reached on Friday. And the funny thing about this stock is it literally massively jumps in the morning and then usually sells off a little bit. It's like I don't even know. Qualcomm, look at that wick. Insane wick. Breaking massive levels. All-time highs, I think. I don't know. Not even close. But yeah, just once again, semis are bullish. Tesla's making a run. Same thing. The only stock that's under the 200 is HIMS right here, and I have that alerted. Quantum, I mentioned this. Look at that low volume pullback. Still low volume, but we're holding the moving averages. Very strong slope. Applied Digital, same thing. That's it. All these stocks are bullish. I have my alerts set on every single one. This might be too many stocks to watch, I'll be honest. But for the sake of the video, that's it. What I might do for myself is delete some of these alerts and do the stocks that I am more comfortable trading. For example, Air Test Systems, bad liquidity on options. It's a great bullish stock, but it doesn't have great option spreads, and I don't necessarily want to buy shares on it because, yeah, it's just like the money I'd make on a shares position on something like Air is smaller than what I'd make on a cheaper stock using options, if that makes sense. So, you know what? How long have I been filming? Oh, it's already been 10 minutes. I don't even know how that's possible. But what I'm going to do now is, here's a setup. Here's bullish stocks. But now I'm going to pick my favorite. Because I can't be watching 10 stocks at market open. Because I'm going to get like 7 notifications at open and not know. And then act on nothing. I'm going to limit it to the stocks that are the most bullish and that I'm the most comfortable with trading. Navitas I like. I'm trying to get back with this. And the premiums are not that expensive. APLD, I like it. Inside candles, clear support, clearly bullish, good. I like QBTS, I truly do. I think this one's a sleeper. Look at this previous resistance. It looks like we're holding right above that. We're above all the moving averages long term. This is one thing that's interesting. Let's make sure this is bullish. It looks like we might find some resistance at this fair value here, as we can see. So this is one thing to keep in mind, and then why it's not the best setup possible. But more than likely can break through that. And still, like if you zoom out long term, is that not bullish? You're like, well, it broke structure here. True. And it could just come up here and totally fall down and die again. So more than likely, it's not necessarily the best setup. You want to stick to the things that are green. HIM's another thing, like it's below resistance, and this is below the 200, so it's not necessarily a great setup. Tesla's finding strength and breaking above fair value. This Tesla looks good, and I'm comfortable with trading Tesla because I could trade a 0DT tomorrow, which is it's not recommended, but I'm saying like I could make 500% on one contract just if you catch a clean trend. Easier said than done. Qualcomm, I don't know if I necessarily want to trade this just because of the contracts, but I just think it's good to keep on watch. Like the contracts are just not good, but like the setup is good. You know what I mean? In Venture, I would buy shares. And like, here's the thing. The contracts don't necessarily have to be good. You can just put on shares and then size it properly. You don't have to put a ton of money in the stocks, which is actually a really good thing, and I might do that this week. You know what? Maybe I just decided this. I can also put money in shares and calculate mathematically my risk much easier versus options, because options, you have to deal with all the Greeks. With shares, all you have to deal with is price, right? So if you're down your percent equity, the amount you're willing to lose on a position, if you're down that much, then you just sell your shares, right? It's pretty easy to sell shares. With options, sometimes you get screwed with spreads and just straight volatility. Like you can't even leave like your phone off and not like potentially lose money pretty quick. So it's something to be something worthy of noting. Rock Lab looks insane. It's a crazy candle. Honestly, I'm not going to get rid of any setups. If it's way too busy tomorrow, I guess I'll figure it out. But what you want, so here's what I'm looking for next week. Is I want these levels to break, and then I want to retest the levels on a pullback near towards the EMA, moving average intraday, 15-minute chart, preferably the 5-minute chart. Right? You wait for the pullback. You're like, okay, here's the pullback. Continues lower. Impatient. And that happened to me on APLD once. I don't know when, but it went on an absolute rip, and I had to stop out before it actually ripped. Listen, it happens all the time, and I'm like, have so many regrets in the market. Insane all the time, right? So many mistakes, whatever. But like here, I think I was here in APLD, and I had to stop out here. Like legitimately had to stop out from this chart movement. I think, yeah, this was Monday. I entered late. I entered around here, and it just kept falling. Come on. Kept falling. And I stopped out. I lost, like, way more money than I was expecting. Quite honestly. And then look at what happened the rest of the week. I mean, it's like nauseating at points, like seeing this stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you, nauseatingly. It just is. But yeah. And what do you notice about this? Even during the full uptrend, like this is the daily chart, right? What do you notice? You're above the 21 EMA the whole time. Like, not perfectly, but very solidly above the 21. And that's the 5-minute chart. This is the 5-minute chart. So yeah, I've probably already filmed for too long, not providing the quick value I'm looking to provide. The point is, these are all solid setups. These are, I gotta move QBTS down. Yeah, let's find our top four setups. Navitas Semiconductor, good strength. I know the stock acts. I held it for a long time and sold the bag on it. Applied Digital, once again, affordable contracts, looks solid, very bullish. Tesla, I like the ability to trade way quicker expiration contracts because they're way cheaper, right? And obviously you can lose a lot more money very quick on the stock ticker like this, but the upside is significant. I like Rocket Lab. Contracts would be a little expensive, not gonna lie to you. Cypher. I like Cypher just because they're cheaper. I'm just being straight honest with you. I also like HIMS. So this is our top. These are good to watch. I'll put these at the bottom here. And then these are near here, just based on the price, just because they're freaking expensive. Nvidia is actually preferable because, once again, just like Tesla, you can trade it. Like, you don't have to trade weeklies. You can trade Wednesday contracts or Monday contracts. But yeah, there's a list of bullish stocks, right? And what I need to focus on is being patient with my entries and my exits, right? Holding winners. Being patient, entering, not entering on a chasing candle, not chasing strength. Listen, if I see strong volume, we're breaking out with strong volume on like a 5-minute candle, 1-minute candle even, because usually I like to go down to the 1 minute to kind of, I think I should just stay on the 5 though, quite honestly, because I think the 1 minute's way too noisy, and I always make the bad mistake of going to the 1 minute. Cause it's just like, oh, you're gonna catch the exact bottom. Like, bro, just go on the 5, execute on the 5. You know what I mean? But yeah, there you go. Here's my top, just due to the fact that there's cheaper contracts and more optionality. I'm gonna put Tesla up here, or Nvidia. And yeah, general trend in the market is AI, right? Semiconductors and space. So let's go. There's your setups. The general rule of thumb is mark previous day high. So in this case, it would be Friday's high for Monday, if that makes sense. And then before market open, you take another line, mark pre-market high using the extended trading hours, and then you wait for it to break above both levels. Remember, these stocks are long-term bullish. You're trading with the trend on these stocks, and then preferably you wait for a pullback towards the moving average on declining volume intraday. If you're getting a declining volume pullback above these levels, that's a pretty damn good entry. Once again, you still have to manage risk, and it might continue to pull back through the level or through the moving average. But like I'm trying to explain like a great entry. Let's see if we can find one quickly, and then I'll end the video. Like, I would say this is good, but like there's no volume to begin with, I'll be honest. But like even this, right? So clear uptrend, right? And then you're pulling back. Well, guess what? We're 5 minute, right? 5 minute to the moving average. Look. Okay. On this candle, you can enter. Yeah, you might undergo a little bit of drawdown. If you bought right here, you'd still undergo a little bit. But hey, if you didn't stop out immediately, you could have rode that the rest of the day. You want to enter on the pullbacks, though. You don't want to be chasing up here necessarily, because you don't catch much movement, and then you're down money already. This is what I struggle with. So I'm better explaining it. But like here, pull back. Not great movement, but once again, there was like, I don't know why things started ripping like late Friday. I remember that. I don't know why. But in general, if you're in an uptrend, you're going to be above the 21 moving average regardless. So that's it. Let's go.